Realise this is a late discussion, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Your turn, Unicorn.
What is up, guys? This is Theo. Coming at you with a card discussion about Lightsworn Sanctuary. This is a new card that has been announced that's going to be in the Lightsworn structure deck, and I can't help but feel a little bit disappointed with what they've come out with. I was always kind of worried that they're going to bring out something that they're going to try and hype up. The one problem with it is it's a spell card, and a continuous one at that. You don't really want to play many spell cards in a Lightsworn deck, or trap cards to that effect, unless it's like breakthrough skill or something that works in the grave, because it's probably gonna get milled. I know a lot of people have spoken about this card and how it's not good, and I'm kind of in agreement with them because the card isn't good, unfortunately. It's really underwhelming. If you don't know what it does, basically the effect is once per turn you can send one Lightsworn monster from your hand to the graveyard, then target one other Lightsworn monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Each time cards are sent from your deck to the graveyard, place one shrine counter on this card. If a Lightsworn card you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can remove 2 shrine counters from your side of the field for each of those Lightsworn cards instead. So break it down, there's obviously 2 effects, the shrine counters and the ditching. One of the biggest disappointments for me, aside from that it's a continuous spell card and doesn't really work, is that it says you can send 1 Lightsworn monster. That is a crazy restriction and a really unfair restriction on the card, if I'm honest, because it should be discard 1 card. If you really want to tone it down, discard 1 monster, because there are quite a few cards in that deck you might just want to discard, you want to get out of your hand, they're not useful at all. Just get it straight into the grave. For example, Necro Gardeners, you do not want them in your hand, the wolves. Although Wolf works with it because it's 1 Lightsworn monster, it's still such restricted. And it just means that it kind of cuts down your plays to the point where it's like, this is going to be a bit of a dead draw, because sure, I'm playing a lot of Lightsworns, but the actual options that you're going to have are going to be restricted. The other thing, and the most important thing, is that you say then you can target 1 other Lightsworn monster. So you're not going to be getting JD back under this effect. That's like kind of really, like, why would you play it? The only reason to play it is because you want to get Lightsworn cards back, and apart from the new support and maybe Lumina, there are none that you really want to ditch and start pitching for, and it just doesn't make sense. I think the card's really underwhelming, and this whole, you know, the shrine counters haven't been relevant, like, at all in the last, you know, recent formats, if not a lot of formats. I know that Spellbooks had their own spell counters, but it was kind of a lot of the time, although for like a month or so it was main deck, it's kind of a bit towards the end tech-esque. There are just many problems with this card that just doesn't help, and in the Konami blog they said that it's going to fix the main problem with the Lightsworn deck, and while they have understood that milling is a problem, when you get the bad mills then it is a problem, this doesn't help. It should have less restrictions on it to make it good. Now that it's got so many restrictions, it's just not worth playing. And I realise that people really might defend this card because it's a Lightsworn card and say, well, you know, this, you know, you want to play Lightsworns. It's just really underwhelming, and I can't see any reason why you would actually play this. People play Monster Reincarnation as an example, just to neg to get back any monster that you want. It makes sense, like you would play that over this like 10 times, like I would. I used to play Lightsworns and I'd play Monster Reincarnation. If I had the option between this and Monster Reincarnation back then, I'd choose Monster Reincarnation because it means I have a lot more control. I can discard like the monsters that I want to discard. I can get back monsters that I want to get back. And it just doesn't make sense why this card has so many restrictions to the point where it's not playable. And I really don't think it is a playable card at all. And if you do play it, then the chances of you milling it and then wasting 1 card mill, because it could be something good like a name for a Lightsworn for JD, or it could be a breakthrough or a Necro Garden or anything like that, it's just not worth it. So let me know down in the comment section below what you think of this card. Do you think it's trash, or do you think it's actually quite good? Do you have any combos with it in mind that you can think of? But yeah, that's just me, and that's what I think. But as I said, let me know down in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I should catch you guys later.